Good morning, traders. Manny Cabrera, co-founder of MDC Trading Academy, with today's pre-market forecast for the week beginning Monday, November 25th, Thanksgiving week. We can quickly jump to our news items for the day and for the week. Nothing on the docket for today. Remember, markets close Thursday and Friday to celebrate Thanksgiving. The rest of the week seems pretty light, other than Chicago PMI and core CPI. PCE, there's nothing else on the docket. And we are expecting a very light week. As you notice today, our volume is very low and we begin with a gap. We're not going to see the gap here, but you'll see it ultimately. Very low volume on Friday. We were in Miami in our meeting, in our group meeting, our live group meeting. We experienced really low volume on Thursday. We're expecting a little bit of the same today. Market's just going to probably move sideways a little bit today. It does have that create that doji there. But this is a really important week in reference to holiday in the United States, and a lot of the activity is just going to slow down. You're going to have your little spurts of activity here and there, but most of the day you're going to see the market moving quite slowly. As you can see here, we have established this channel, this triple channel here. We had this began here between this line and this line, then it created a sub channel, broke through that, but basically the market has returned right back to that original channel. You see how it's holding support here, bouncing off the support. Now it's finding resistance here at the previous original channel. That's where it finds itself right now, and you can see the gap right there. You can see the gap. As a matter of fact, you can see it a bit more clearly in this chart here. There's our gap. So what do we look like here today? Well, what do we have? We have a clear resistance area here and a clear support area that goes back quite a few days. So the market's been oscillating within those particular areas, but it does have a triangle, an ascending triangle, plus a gap. So most of the time, and I would say probably 90% of the time, the market tends to move towards the gap. So the gap aligns here with a resistance area, which would then become support. If it breaks through there, obviously we're expecting a little bit more movement, lower movement probably to this trend line here before it moves a little higher. Again, we're seeing this particular trend line here come and create itself within the structure of this parallel channel. So that's what we're looking at right here. We can see it more closely here in this chart here. As you can see, there's the intraday high and low. Market is oscillating between these areas. There's our trend line to the upside. We have another micro trend line to the upside, which aligns, believe it or not, with our gap. So the market can potentially run down here to this gap. And if it touches this gap here, then we're expecting the market to bounce off this area here first. Bounce off this area here first. If it breaks through there, then of course it goes right back to the channel oscillation, and before it gets down to the intraday low, potentially we can bounce off this trend line here. You can see it in our trade chart here a bit more clearly. Where are you, little trade chart? There we go. There's the huge gap that we have. We have a resistance level up here, our micro trend line. So all you see is market trying to move up, but it's kind of, you know, the 50-50 rule here, where it can potentially move higher first, but ultimately it's going to fill that gap here. We reached the bottom of it, it kind of bounced off it, but normally markets like to fill gaps. So that's what we're looking for as our first scenario here, that the market may eventually reach here, bounce off here, come try to fill the scenario, find some clear support here on this trend line and the intraday high, and then we go from there. If it breaks through there, obviously we're expecting it to return into this oscillating channel, and then you got to take your chances in there. Watch the chop in there. All right, have a great trading session. This is our last video for this week. We are going to be resting the rest of the week, so we pray that you have a great Thanksgiving. Please let us know if you have any questions. Take care.